just take a chance on yourself, take a chance on some company out there, because I mean, you are worth the chance.
Absolutely.
You're worth the job, and someone out there wants you. Like,
that's so good.
You're the freaking best, Kierstin.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, like Disney, look out. Like we're keeping her for a little bit, but I think after this podcast, everyone's going to want to hire her.
Seriously.
Speaking of a little growth, there's a little thing that I want to share, because there are wins and stories of blossoming every day. But I just got a really cool announcement. One of our employees just heard that he is going to be the State of Texas poster for National Disability Employment Awareness Month for the Governor's Council for Disabilities. I know!
That's so excited. That's amazing. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today for McKinney Momentum. We have some very special guests on today from HUGS Cafe, and you're in for a treat to hear about the 4 different components of what they're doing and the incredible workforce development that they have going on. Welcome, Lauren. Welcome, Kierstin. So glad to have you all on today to McKinney Momentum.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So we're going to chat all things HUGS Cafe and all the different entities associated with HUGS and the great work y'all are doing in workforce development and training different folks. But first, I want to dive into you as individuals, and let's let our listeners know a little bit about you as an individual and how you got exposed to HUGS. So Lauren, we'll start with you.
Sure. Thank you so much for having us. I'm Lauren Smith. I serve as the Executive Director for HUGS Cafe, Inc. I oversee our 4 programs that provide training and employment for adults with special needs. I walked in the door of HUGS Cafe one day, and it changed my life. I had no one with special needs in my family, but I recognized the purpose and potential of everyone that worked there, and I was just excited to be on the journey to create more of those opportunities.
Love it. Did you get a hug when you walked in?
Yes.
Yes, always.
Always
get hugs.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Kierstin, tell us about yourself.
So I've been with HUGS Greenhouse for about 1.5 years now, and originally I applied to be a volunteer there because I was at the end of my bachelor's degree, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I don't know how to people. So I went and did the application, and it was like, do you have any experience with adults with disabilities? And I was like, I am one. And so they called me in, and they were like, hey, do you want to, like, were you looking for a job or a volunteer position? Because we have jobs open here. Like, if you are an adult with a disability, like, we'd like to have you here. Like, we can pay you for your work. We'd like to have you as part of our team.
Wow.
And so I've been there for 1.5 years, and it's been, like, just absolutely life-changing for me.
That's amazing. How fun. What a cool kind of origin story for your involvement with HUGS. You just blindly applied.
Yeah.
And wow, how neat. So I guess when you were researching places to apply, you probably realized that it was a place for adults with disabilities, right?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was like, I don't really feel up to, especially coming out of the pandemic, because this was 2022. This is spring 2022. I was like, I don't really feel up to joining like the full 9-to-5 labor force yet, but I do want to like just get something on my resume, like just some volunteer hours. I want to be somewhere where I feel like I'm making a difference too. And so I was like, I know about HUGS. I've been to HUGS. I love HUGS because I am someone who has grown up with a disability. And so I was like, yeah, if I can get a job there, that'd be amazing. Like that's awesome. So once I got offered that, I was like, yeah, please, that'd be great.
Yes, how neat. So cool. So Lauren, you mentioned 4 different, is it programs with HUGS?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about HUGS in general, and then let's talk about some of the programs that HUGS have.
Sure. So we are HUGS Cafe, Inc. as a 501c3 umbrella. We have 4 programs that we offer to support adults with disabilities. HUGS Cafe is our first program, so that's that wonderful cafe in downtown McKinney. We're open Tuesday through Saturday for lunch. You'll find us doing pop-up events around town, holiday pies during the Christmas season and Thanksgiving. Also that we can carve jobs for adults with disabilities. 90% of our staff have intellectual and developmental disabilities, but they are doing every role in the organization, and they are in front of customers, engaging with the public, and really meaningful employment is what we're all about. Our greenhouse, where Kierstin works, is our second social enterprise where we directly employ adults with disabilities as well. And we have been fortunate to see growth there. It's located just north of the Trinity Falls development. We're open seasonally, and you'll also find us Saturdays at the downtown McKinney Farmers Market.
Love it.
We recognized that as direct employers, we were making a difference, but we needed to do more to meet the needs of the growing population here in North Texas and also provide some choice and opportunity to individuals coming to us. We opened another program called HUGS Home Cooking. It's a social exploratory class where individuals can come and learn new recipes. So think of your favorite restaurant dupe, you can bring it in and we'll make it as a team. And it's really about that fellowship of just getting together and being accepted.
Yeah.
But we needed a workforce pipeline program. And so that's our fourth program, HUGS Training Academy. It's a 12-week program where someone comes to us for culinary and hospitality training right now, and then we match them with an employment partner in the community. We are excited because there is so much growth that we've seen this with Training Academy just in the year and a half that we've been in a pilot program. And we are continuing to find partners and relationships to grow that to unbelievable success. But more to come on that.
Yeah, for sure. So neat. So it all started with HUGS Cafe. And what year did HUGS Cafe start? What was the origin story of HUGS Cafe?
Sure. So you cannot talk about HUGS Cafe without talking about Ruth Thompson.
Absolutely.
She is our founder and the woman that had a dream 2 nights in a row of a restaurant that trained and employed adults with special needs when she was the cooking school manager at Market Street, a local grocery store. She wanted to extend that dream into a passion. She had never run a restaurant, never been a part of a nonprofit other than her church, but her husband said, we've got to do it. And that was in 2012.
Wow.
In 2013, HUGS Cafe opened its doors to be able to serve adults with disabilities by starting our board. And then HUGS Cafe, the actual program, opened October 13th of 2015.
Wow.
So it took a year to go from a dream to a board,
Yeah.
and then 2 years from that to go from starting that board to opening our first program.
So neat.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on an anniversary. So this
8
is
years.
anniversary of opening HUGS.
Yep.
And anniversary of, you said, the first program?
Yep. 8
Okay.
years our first program, 10 years since our board of directors was started,
Wow.
11 years since the dream was had.
That is amazing. So cool. So do you guys have anything planned to celebrate any of those milestones internally or even externally with partners and so forth?
Sure. So we are fortunate in that October is also National Disability Employment Awareness Month.
Okay.
So we are campaigning across the city and across our partnerships to tell our story, showcase our mission, and give not only our individuals a platform to have a voice, but also just make that awareness known that meaningful jobs and inclusion is significant
Yeah.
and a worthwhile pursuit in workforce development.
Wow, that's really cool. So neat.
Yeah.
And how was it intentional that HUGS was started in October during National Disability Employment Awareness Month? That's a mouthful.
It
Did I
is.
get it right?
You did.
Okay.
You did.
But was it intentional to start during that time frame?
No.
No. Okay.
No, it's
How neat.
one of those meant to be's.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those with HUGS.
I bet. Very cool. The
Yeah.
dream from the dream to probably so many more things in between, right?
Yes, this has been village led and ministry all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very neat. I love it. So we've talked about the origin story of HUGS and coming up on 8 years of the cafe being open. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. And so let's talk a little bit about the greenhouse where you're at,
yeah.
Kierstin. So you said it started a year and a half. You started a year and a
Yes,
half
yeah.
ago. When did the greenhouse open?
5 years ago, I think.
5 years
Yeah.
ago.
So
Okay.
a little bit longer than I've been there.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what's your role with the greenhouse?
So I'm a teammate, just like we have, I think, eight full teammates.
Yeah.
8?
We have 8 teammates? Yeah.
Like a blooper out of this.
Uh-huh.
Can't
No,
remember
you're
how many
great.
people work with me.
A zillion. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a teammate. We have 8 other teammates, just like me. So what we do is we take care of everything for the plants from like seed to selling. And we also take care of the greenhouse like fully, like we do all of the sweeping. We put together the flats. We clean everything up. We move things around. There's a lot of manual labor involved, but there's also a lot of customer service involved. I just got involved in customer service earlier this year because it was something that I had gotten really interested in doing the farmers market. A lot of people don't really do the customer service over at the greenhouse. It's usually handled by like the manager and the assistant manager. But I was like, I really enjoy when we go to the farmer's market and I get to actively talk to people and sell.
Right.
And I was never like that before. I was so shy. I was so shy before. But when I got the job at HUGS, like every time I would interact with someone, especially like on those farmer's market days, I would just be like, I absolutely love being able to connect with people over this shared interest. So, like, I love plants. And so I love being able to say, like, these are my favorites. What can I recommend for you? Like, I have some knowledge about these. How can I spread that with you?
Yeah.
So I asked if I could get a little bit more involved in, like, the selling side of things. So I learned how to use our point of sale system. And I've been taking over a lot of the responsibility for that. So usually we'll have like a big rush of customers. They always like to come like 15 minutes before close.
Yeah.
And so what happens is we'll usually like split up. So they'll have like the three of us, Bill, that's the manager, Reagan, that's the assistant manager, and me. And we'll kind of just like branch out and we'll all just kind of like hit up like 2 customers at a time where we're like, okay, hi, how can we help you? Anything in particular you're looking for? And I feel like I've gotten really, really good at customer service, and it's something I just love, and I never would have expected that for myself, because before I started at HUGS, I was like the shyest, most quiet person you had ever met, and I was like so reticent to talking to people, and so I feel like I've kind of blossomed into my role there, and I really like how much I can do, how much I've been able to help people,
That's
and
awesome.
just I really like what I'm doing there.
Yeah, I love that. That is so neat. And that, I think, really shows how much the employer, HUGS, is investing in you as an employee.
Yes.
In the fact that your confidence has grown and you've really found a passion for yourself.
So much. Before when I was looking into like entering the job market, because back in high school I had a brief tutoring job because I was like, everyone's supposed to get a job. It's for your resume. I just did basically what everyone was, supposed to do. And so I just got a tutoring job because I was good at school. That was the one thing I was good at. So I was like, I'll just do what I'm good at, which is school. But I didn't have any like marketable skills. And like all through college, I failed to develop marketable skills because I didn't have a job. I wasn't out there talking to people. And because, I have autism, I didn't want to take those chances. I didn't want to go up to people and start conversations. I didn't want to like gain people skills until I absolutely had to. So really, like, beyond just giving me like marketable skills, like how to do retail, how to use a POS at a works, like I've also just learned how to just engage with people, because I was just so shy before. Like, you would not even believe like how quiet I was and how just not people friendly I was before. And I'm very outgoing now. Like if you asked any of my coworkers, they'd be like, oh yeah, she talks all the time. Like, so they've really given me a chance to not only like develop those marketable skills, but also just kind of bloom as a person, which is like just a huge thing for me.
That's amazing.
It's been so cool to see people grow and develop and mature in the years that we've been open. Most of our employees have been with us since we very first opened each program. So our cafe employees have been there usually for about 8 years. Most of our greenhouse employees have been there for about 5 years. And in very few circumstances, we've been able to add roles and get amazing employees like Kierstin who take our skill development and leadership to the next level. Kierstin, I think you even have a little bit of news that...
I do.
Yeah, you share it. I'm good.
I do. So throughout my childhood, I was kind of ambitionless, but I did have one dream, and I was like, I want to work at Disney World.
Aww.
That's where I want to be. That's where I want to work. And so I applied to join the Disney College program, which is their like full-time internship program.
Yes.
And it only has a 20% acceptance rate, so like 1 in 5 people get in. It's very exclusive. It's hard to get into. And last week I did find out that I had tested and got in.
Woo!
So
I'm so excited.
That's so awesome.
I have my dream job, and like honestly, I couldn't have gotten anywhere near that if I hadn't like had the people around me, people supporting me like at HUGS, like getting those skills, becoming the person I am today, and also just like having people to talk to, like friends from work who were there to be like, I believe in you. I know you're going to be able to do this. Like it was just
That's so incredible.
Invaluable.
Yeah. So I want to touch on that a little bit more, because I think your story is incredible, and you could really encourage other people who may have disabilities as well. So if you were talking to a peer that also has a disability, knowing what you know now and having the experience that you have now, and then having the opportunity that you have now, what would you tell somebody who maybe like the year and a half ago, Kierstin, what would you tell yourself? What would you tell a friend?
I have like two pieces of advice, I think. So the first one is find, like, even if it's just one thing that you think you're really good at, if it's like, I'm super outgoing, I love talking to people, you can make that into a marketable skill. There is someone who will love to have you somewhere, then it's in a people-facing role. If it's like you're really book smart, there's a role for you out there somewhere. if there's like just a million roles for a million different people, and if you have like a specific skill that you think you can hone, there's a role for you out there. And my other piece of advice is like, don't be afraid to just look for something, because there are so many amazing like companies. Like obviously HUGS is one of them, but there are even some larger companies that I know have programs. When I was looking for a job a while ago, like when I first started at HUGS, I was like, is there jobs I can get that specifically hire people with autism? Because like I want them to know that I'm going to be a little bit different from the other workers. And I found some companies that do have hiring initiatives. So like there are companies that are known for treating employees with disabilities really well, and there are companies that are known for having initiatives to hire them. So just like take a chance, do some research if you can. Just find there are places that they're willing and really like looking to hire you. Even if you don't think they are, they're out there. They want to hire you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a full-time job, obviously, right off the bat. But even if you can just like dip your toes in the water of like finding something, you can say like, here's one great thing about me. I love talking to people.
Yeah.
I think I'd be an asset for you. I need to be taught, but I'm willing to learn.
Yeah.
Then
Take a
you
chance,
can get a job.
right?
You can get a job. Just take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on some company out there, because I mean, you are worth the chance.
Absolutely.
You're worth the job, and someone
love
out there
that.
wants you. Like,
That's so good.
You're the freaking best,
You
Kierstin.
are.
I mean,
seriously.
yeah, like Disney, look out. Like we're keeping her for a little bit, but I think after this podcast, everyone's going to want to hire her.
Seriously.
Speaking
good.
of a little growth, there's a little thing that I want to share, because
Yeah.
there are wins and stories of blossoming every day.
I bet.
But I just got a really cool announcement. One of our employees just heard that he is going to be the State of Texas poster for National Disability
Oh
Employment
my
Awareness
gosh,
Month
that
for
is
the
so
Governor's
cool.
Council for
Cool.
Disabilities. I know, I'm so excited.
That's amazing.
This gentleman has an incredibly artistic talent and
Okay.
ability, and we have encouraged him to maybe pursue this as a goal. And he just sent me a message that he was selected.
How fun.
And so his poster is going to be shared across the entire state.
Wow.
With people that provide services for disabilities and people that engage with that Governor's Council.
That is amazing.
I know, I'm
That
so
is so
proud.
great. You'll have
Andy,
to make
amazing
sure-
job. I'm so proud of you guys.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll
so-
have to make sure to share that with us.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he did yet. I didn't see his submission.
So neat.
So it's going to be really cool.
But what a great representation, too, of HUGS and
Yeah.
the connections that HUGS has and connecting them probably with this Governor's Council.
Yes.
And I mean, I know personally the work that you guys do from an advocacy standpoint, and I do want to talk some about that. So tell me some statistics, like what is the data that drives your mission?
Sure. So there are numbers and data that is starting to be collected for disability unemployment. But the truth is, good data isn't out there because it is such a specific industry. Markets haven't met that with those data studies. So we have had to look at some national data, and those statistics are very terrifying. A piece of data that I learned the other day from Drexel University, 99% of adults with autism report that they do not have adequate workforce development opportunities.
Wow.
99%.
Wow.
And I even checked to make sure that was not a typo, because I
Yeah.
was like, maybe it's like 9.9 or no, it's 99. In addition, the unemployment rate across the country for adults with disabilities is well over 20%. So we are finding that there aren't the job opportunities for people that are wanting to work. We recently partnered with a business that was able to provide some local data for us so we could see the impact that we are doing. Within North Texas, we recognize the unemployment rate for people with disabilities is about 15.1%. But in the zip codes where HUGS operates, it is half that.
That's
so
amazing.
we are proud to say that we
Yeah.
are making an impact. We are excited to say that we now have data to help tell this story, not only for us, but for other inclusive initiatives.
Right.
It's so important for people to feel that they have space, especially when they're wanting to help develop the community. We need those perspectives. So having that data that drives our why
Yeah.
is great. But we already knew this was something valuable. It's
Right.
just nice that the data world's catching
For
up.
sure. Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something that I was definitely, like, before I got the job at HUGS, really kind of scared about, because I have autism and I have really bad OCD. And with the pandemic, I was, like, never leaving my house. And I was like, am I ever going to get a job? And I was looking and I saw those statistics and I was like, yeah, that's not comforting at all. And so a lot of people are even like people with autism are like aware of those statistics. They're like, so when you're in high school, you're kind of just getting funneled through and you're like, you're kind of aware like, oh, they'll get me through graduation. And then what, you know? But having knowing that HUGS was operating in McKinney was just kind of like I could always try them. Like I could always try to do something there because I know that they could hire me. And they did have a spot for me, which was, has been a miraculous thing for me. But it's something that if I could like just help if people could consider making other things like HUGS anywhere like else across the country, just to do that for your community can have such a big impact on people, like to make them feel like they have options where they can do something, where they can develop skills, where they can get a job, where they can feel self-sufficient. It makes you feel like there are things available for you and like you're not going to be like drowning forever where you're like, I don't know how to get a job. I don't know how I can ever get hired with this.
And I think the data is even showing that the unemployment rate in these areas, these zip codes, is half of what the state unemployment rate is for adults with disabilities. So clearly what HUGS is doing is working. And we'd love to see it duplicated, right? I mean, you are a case study and going off to Disney. So, I mean, clearly what you're doing is working. So I want to touch a little bit on the training academy and the workforce training opportunities available. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so right now we have our first program was culinary training, right? So that's what we knew the most. During the pandemic, the Texas Restaurant Association as well as the Texas Workforce Commission came to us and said, you're not losing restaurant employees, but that is happening across the country and across the state. What are we missing? And we just said, we just hire really loyal, appreciative people. Most of them happen to have an intellectual or developmental disability, but that's our secret. And they said, can you build a training model that would allow employment partners to access your secret sauce? So we thought about that, and we said yes. So we were able to use that accelerant from the Texas Restaurant Association and Texas Workforce to build our own curriculum for culinary and hospitality. That was the industry that came to us first with the largest need, and it was already in our program wheelhouse, so we said yes. We built the 12-week program. We've been operating it at a pilot program level for about a year and a half. We are very excited to share that not only are we building a permanent training facility here in McKinney that will serve as the HUGS headquarters, but also the training place here in McKinney to serve all of these individuals. We are looking at partnering in Dallas. We're also looking at partnering with one of the largest day programs for adults with disabilities in North Texas as well to share our curriculum, to bring it to more places. Beyond that, we do have other plans and interest on a national and even global level to take our curriculum and scale it to colleges that want to have more inclusive programming, day programs that are looking to build on career services, or even small church communities that are looking for an inclusive initiative that they can spearhead. We want to meet all of those levels. So every community, big or small, can have inclusive opportunities. And for us, culinary and hospitality is the first industry, but we're excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, that's amazing. So neat. So when you're out of the pilot phase, will you branch out, or will you stay in culinary and hospitality, or will you go to a different industry? What's kind of phase 2 of, or phase 1 maybe, if we're in the pilot phase of workforce training?
When the training facility opens, its lead program will be culinary and hospitality. We have already started to see a need with some of just our volunteers and community partners that have reached out for office support. So think like dental offices. There was someone that had reached out to us just yesterday about a sanitation role at their dental office. And they came in to make pies with us. But people get inspired and they get the connection of that acceptance and inclusion, and they are motivated to carve a position. As long as industries are coming to us to help say, yes, we want to answer this inclusive call, we're willing to carve those. So I do see some office-type training in our future. We've talked about maybe exploring the hospitality into hotel linens a little bit more. But sky's the limit. We are excited for any industry that recognizes a hiring need. Our skill is carving jobs within industries. So let us sit down with you. If you are wanting to bring inclusive hiring to your business or to your company, That is our expertise.
Wow.
You don't have to see how to carve jobs to meet people's ability. That's what we do.
Right.
We just help be that conduit because we have been given the trust and respect from this community, from the individuals, from their families, that we believe that they will be successful.
Wow.
HUGS stands for Hope, Understanding, Grace, and Success. That's what we try to offer everyone that walks through our door, whether you're a customer, an employee, a volunteer, or someone looking to seek a partnership with us.
Wow, I actually didn't realize that it was an acronym. So that's incredible. Say it again. It stands for what?
Hope, Understanding, Grace, and Success. That's HUGS.
Love it. I love it. Have you experienced that type of hug from HUGS?
I have.
Yes.
I really have.
So special. I love it. So we've talked about some of the recent wins, and such as yourself, Kierstin,
Yes.
and is it Andy? Andy. Of course, and then you have wins I'm sure you could share for hours, and I would
Yes.
love to sit and listen to all of them. But let's talk about some, I like to call them opportunities. So maybe future plans coming up for HUGS and some of the greater needs. What are some needs that maybe it's corporate partners or maybe it's individuals? What are some needs that people could maybe help HUGS with?
Sure. So I don't want to sugarcoat this. Texas, it ranks dead last
Wow.
in support services for people with disabilities. There was a map that I was actually showing to someone the other day, and in terms of a wait list for services, the national map, Texas was removed from the national map because it obstructs the rest of the data so much that the trends are no longer significant when you have such an outlier. So Texas has been removed from some data maps now. So that right now is a challenge because when you look at how many families are moving to Texas, recent data also showed that 1 in 30 individuals is diagnosed with some type of learning disability and will need some type of post-education support. We aren't meeting that call right now. Now, whether you think that call needs to be answered through state services or you think that call needs to be answered through corporations and people that are already doing work in the community, we want to meet it at both solution points.
Right.
So yes, we need corporate partners that want to inclusively hire. We need corporate partners that are willing to write a check to help build this training facility and make this awareness, give it the respect and the space in the world that it's owed.
Yeah.
For me, it's very important that the people that come to our training facility have a sense of pride about the quality of programming they received and the respect that that's warranted in the community. So I'm asking corporations to rise to the challenge, meet with us to find out how they can carve jobs. They don't have to have that information. We do. And certainly come volunteer with us. Come buy our sandwiches. We do catering. We do poinsettias during the holiday season.
Love it.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
There are so many ways to buy our products, volunteer your time, of course, write that check to help our sustainability and growth long term, and then carve jobs where you are. Inclusion is so important to our community, and diverse voices are how we get creative and how we innovate.
Right.
And we're just a part of that conversation. McKinney is all about innovation, so we have the perfect home because we know this is where big things can happen, and we're one of those big things.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I think there's so much community support for a lot of our nonprofits in McKinney, and we are very nonprofit rich here, which I think really goes to show the great people like yourselves that are in the community and the great work that all of you are doing, you know. So really commend your efforts and appreciate what you're doing to help provide job opportunities for the 20% that is overlooked, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
So is there a training facility? Can people come tour? What could bring more exposure to HUGS? What can a individual do to better engage with HUGS?
Sure. So a couple of things. First, check out our website, hugscafe.org. There's lots of ways you can get involved. Volunteering is a great way to support that. We do things like ingredients drives. We do special events where you can come engage with us also. So I just encourage you to check out our website. Also, come to our programs. Come to our cafe and dine with us. Come see Kierstin at the farmer's market and tell her you saw her on the podcast.
I love the farmer's market so much. We're there pretty much in the fall and the spring, like every single weekend. And we're at the very end of the street. So if you come on the very end of the street, like, just come see us. I know it's easy to overlook us because we're past the ponies, but like, just come see us.
Yeah.
We always appreciate people just stopping by to say hi. We even have like a few regulars who are like, yeah, we always come by here. Like, we'll just tell us how their tomatoes are doing. doing.
Oh,
and I just like
They just like
appreciate that.
talking to you.
I love
I
it.
still
Of
talk
course.
to them, you know, like
So sweet. That's really cool. So upcoming initiatives, upcoming plans.
Sure.
Of course, we are in National Disability Employment Awareness Month in October. So what are some other upcoming plans or initiatives you guys would like to share with us?
Oh, we have a fun one at the greenhouse. We're trying to do like a big vegetable garden. We've plowed the field. We are trying to create a nice vegetable garden with a bunch of different patches to kind of grow stuff that is suited for this climate, but also stuff that we can hopefully eventually, once we get enough space, maybe use to provide ingredients for the cafe.
Love it.
So it's kind of that's a big dream kind of goal. It's not going to be there like right now eventually, and it is going to take like some money, some time. But we're going to try to start in the fall, start small, see how that soil is, see how it works, just planting some vegetables in there. But it's a really fun project that we're starting on, kind of planning like, ooh, what to put in this box, what to put in this box, where to put these boxes. We've plowed out that field and we're ready to do it. And
That's
I'm like,
great.
I'm excited about it because we made a small version of the garden and now we're ready for the big one.
Yes. How neat. I love it.
Our cafe continues to grow with catering business and partnerships like that. You'll find us at the Byron Nelson Golf
Yes.
Tournament every year, so we're excited to do that. Our training academy in January will have 2 very large partnerships that will put us in 2 more locations. So
Good.
we are so excited to kick off more training opportunities and really help spread the word and message for our inclusive training.
Wow, that's really great. I love that. Let's see. We talked about upcoming plans.
Yep.
Anything else that our listeners should know about with HUGS? I know we've talked about the website.
Sure.
Any other upcoming initiatives or words that you'd like to share with our audience today?
Well, we have one other thing that we've finally gotten on the calendar. Every year, HUGS hosts its annual gala.
Yes.
This is a time where all of our employees come and attend, as well as all of our trainees at no cost. And you get to connect with our mission, feel inspired about what we're going to be accomplishing this year. It is an amazing good time and dance party that is going to be February 17th of 2024. More information on that can be found at hugsgala.org. And we are thankful to have many McKinney businesses that come alongside us and support that event. That is how we are able to fund any of our operational needs for the entire year.
Wow,
So
that's great.
it's a huge milestone, February 17th, hugsgala.org.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Any parting comments from you, Kierstin?
I guess just like people don't know the greenhouse exists a lot of the time.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, oh, is this the same as the cafe? And I'm like, yeah, it's the same as the cafe. And they're like, we love the cafe. And I'm like, well, then you'll love it here. Let me take you on a tour. So like, we exist. The greenhouse exists. I know we're kind of out in the boonies just a little bit, but just come by for a tour. We'll be happy to show you around whenever we're open. Our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 3, usually when we're open. We open later this month for our regular public stuff. We're selling all those nice autumn annual colors, and the poinsettias later this season. I just love seeing people come by. It's going to be a really nice fall season. We have so many beautiful colors that we're going to have, and I love seeing people at the farmers market. So like we're here, the greenhouse exists too, and like we love to see you. We really do.
That's great. So fun.
Yep.
So a little fact about me is I also love plants. And I joke with the team here at the office that my office is kind of a jungle. So you'll have to stop by and see my office because I've got lots of plants. And as a fellow plant lover, we can geek out on peperomias and all the things. So
I love that.
yeah, I'll have to stop by and get some other plants. I always need more, right? We can never have too many.
We do have a bunch of nice house plants in the greenhouse right now.
Oh, I love it.
Right
I
now.
love it.
Get them while they're hot.
Get
Yeah.
them while they're hot. Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish up with some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
How about what's your favorite HUGS cookie? Lauren.
Wedding cake.
Oh, me too.
The salted chocolate chip.
Ooh, salted chocolate chip. I always go for the wedding cake because it's my favorite.
Yes. But now, my new favorite thing at HUGS. Well, what's your favorite menu thing at HUGS? I'm making my own question
it's
now.
good. It's good.
All right.
I like the chicken Caesar salad.
Chicken Caesar?
I'm just
Yep.
always a good chicken Caesar girl.
What I get the chicky hug. Is
Yep.
it chicky
Yep.
hug? Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Yeah.
I am the Cuban with this orzo salad. We have a Greek orzo salad that we added to our menu this year. And I have been known to take a cup of that and go hide in a closet or somewhere during a break. It's delicious. It's my favorite thing. Also, we have some shelf-stable items.
Yes.
We added a production crew just before the pandemic, and we were able to keep them through that. But we do jams and pretzels. Our pretzels are amazing.
The pretzels are amazing. Okay, tell me that I know I've tasted both the pretzels. I love them, but I don't remember what they're called. What are two?
Sweet Hugs and
Sweet
Spicy Hugs.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're so good. The sweet hugs are my jam. They're so good.
Yes.
They're good like stocking stuffers.
Yes.
Like thank you gifts to clients. Yeah, they're
I
fantastic.
need to try them so bad.
You
but
do.
the greenhouse hours usually overlap with the cafe hours.
We'll
so
have to
I'm
bring you
always like,
some
I need those
pretzels, girl. You do need some pretzels. Okay, let's take it. Kierstin, beach or mountains?
Beach.
Okay.
I'm going to go mountains.
Mountains.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be friends, Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm a beach girl through and through.
Beach.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Tea, but I'm kind of neither.
Kind of neither. Love it.
Disney or Universal, Kierstin?
Disney.
So fun. Dogs or cats, Kierstin?
Cats.
Cats.
Dogs.
Dogs.
That's okay.
Favorite book, Lauren?
Pour Your Heart Into It. The founder of Starbucks wrote it. It's a wonderful book.
Very neat. I have to check that one out. Kirsten?
Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen.
Ooh, love it. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, any other parting comments for our group today?
Just that I think what this podcast is able to do and the platform that it's able to give businesses and initiatives and nonprofits, I think is so special.
Yeah.
So just thank you for giving both of us the opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah. Like just the ability to just come on here and talk about what we do and like spread the mission with people is like it's invaluable.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming on too.
Thank you.
Lauren and I are clearly not very shy, but you have admittedly said that you were shy and now you're not. And I think you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, Kierstin, and all the work
you.
that you're doing. Appreciate you, Lauren.
Yeah.
You are just a beacon of hope and light, you and Ruth and your whole team. Y'all do such incredible work. Really making such a difference. So we appreciate what you're doing from a workforce development perspective and the opportunities that you're providing. So keep it up. Y'all are doing great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
All right, everyone, we are so glad that you've tuned in today to join our conversation with these lovely ladies. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and please like, subscribe, and follow to keep up with all things McKinney Momentum, and check out hugscafe.org.